Hello and welcome to EEXSport Talk. I am your host, Enyadike Jr., here to talk about the greatest team in Premier League history, the one and only Manchester United, who are currently on a legendary, generational comeback. Now, at the time of this recording, it is the 31st of January, aka the final day of Arsenal drinking water from the tap, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, my dad couldn't be here today because, well, he's a very busy man. He's very big in business, but also kind of, my team is better than his team, so he's not taking my calls. I think I might have been disowned also. Moving on, United are currently in fourth behind Arsenal, the current number ones, of course, for now. Manchester City and Aston Villa. We've talked about them and just their surprising title challenge, which is a rarity for them. Usually they're the ones ruining other people's title challenges. We've talked about that in the past. We're here to talk about Manchester United, all right? And before anyone jumps in with it's the late season, yeah, I know, all right? This is not about winning the title. It's about something much bigger. Are Manchester United finally behaving like a serious football club again? And the answer, under Michael Carrick, might actually be yes. It might be yes. Okay, let's be clear about something. Like, this is not some random interim manager that they pulled off from some other team someplace. This is a former captain. This is a former captain. He was a 5-time Premier League winner. He played under Sir Alex Ferguson himself. He was there under Moyes. He adapted to Van Gaal. He understood the control under Jose Mourinho. That matters. This club, Manchester United's biggest problem for years hasn't been talent, but like identity. Every 2 weeks, we get a new coach, and he does well for a little bit, and then everything collapses. I'm a pro wrestling fan, right? So maybe some older fans watching this might understand the reference I'm making. There was a guy called Kane, and in the early 2000s, especially, he would have this thing where he would disappear for months on end. Then on a random episode of Raw or SmackDown, you have a bunch of guys or like sometimes main eventers or mid-carders just fighting in the ring, doing their thing. And then Pyro on the stage, he walks out. Jim Ross is going, "Oh my God, the big red machine, he's here." And he comes in, he destroys everybody. He ends the episode standing tall. Then the weeks carry on and he fizzles out. And he's back to just kind of being just another wrestler on the roster because you can't sustain that. This is Manchester United. Every single time they get a new manager, he comes in, he does well for a bit, and that's it. It's always new ideas, new systems, new buzzwords, no continuity. We saw it under Erik ten Hag. People were saying he's the problem. He's gone. Ruben Amorim comes in. There's the same optimism. Now he's gone. And in both cases, both guys were trying to turn United into their teams. Carrick is a Manchester United player. He's a Manchester United coach. He's been a coach in Manchester United before. He knows what United football actually looks like when it works. Control, structure, authority. And you can see it. I mean, let's talk about these games, his first couple games. January 17th, Manchester United beat Manchester City in the derby. This is the first time we have beaten City since January of 2023. It wasn't luck. No. We control them. All right? We punished City every time. It was 3, maybe 4 disallowed goals in that game. We walked away with 2-0. Could have easily been 3, 4, maybe even 5. We had that game, man. We did. And then it came to January 25th. We beat Arsenal. We beat them, and we beat them away. It was our 100th victory. That's a big milestone. but more importantly, we beat them away. It was 3-2. It was a phenomenal game, by the way. A thriller, but just that big thing. It was our first win against them at Emirates since 2017. Do you know what I was doing in 2017? I was finishing my last year of high school. I'm going to be 26 in March. I was 17 when Manchester United last beat Arsenal away. This is Arsenal right now, top of the league. For now, we'll see. This is Arsenal with momentum, Arsenal with confidence. United went in there and said, wait a minute, we're Manchester United. We're Manchester United. We eat Arsenal for breakfast every other week. We're supposed to. We're supposed to beat Arsenal. So they went in there and they beat Arsenal. What Michael Carrick has done, well, it's simple. That's the scary part. United, they're compact. They don't panic in transitions. The midfield actually understands spacing, and the players know their roles. No overcultural, no experimental nonsense. No, this is my vision, etc. No, just good football decisions. Carrick isn't trying to be the smartest guy in the room. He's trying to win matches, which is what he's doing. He won matches. And for a club that has spent years chasing ideas, chasing this and that, instead of just results, is so refreshing. All right. I'm sorry, man. That City game especially, man, that was beautiful. That City game especially was beautiful. Mostly because I hate Man City on principle. All right. 4 years of them winning the trophy. While my team, United, the better team, the older team, the team with more pedigree, the actual team. I'm not salty, by the way. Getting lower and lower in the rankings, and it's just, what is this? It's refreshing, man. It's refreshing, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. But let's ask the real question. Can they stay near the top? Let's ask the real question. Are Manchester United winning the Premier League this season? No. Let's be honest. It could happen. There's a lot of time between now and May, but probably not. Like, let's just be honest. But the real question is can they stay at the top? Can they stay relevant? Can they keep the pressure? Can they keep Arsenal, City, and Villa? Can they keep them sweating? Can they never allow them to rest on their laurels? Can they stay in the conversation? Can they? That's the important question. Because if they can't even do that under Michael freaking Carrick, a club legend, a serial winner, someone who understands this team, then honestly, man, just PSL this entire club. And if you're watching from somewhere in the world, if you don't know what PSL means, PSL, Premier Soccer League, that's the local league here in South Africa. And one of the things that happens here that I myself have never been able to fully understand is that, especially with the lower level teams on the table, and even lower league teams just in general, they can have their status bought, and they can essentially be taken over, erased, or just changed entirely into a whole different team, a whole different franchise, a whole different club. And then that new club just buys their status and comes in and takes it. So either that team gets turned into a different club, or a new team just comes in and replaces them. That's the thing with the PSL, that it happens a lot, and it's one of the issues here. But moving on, but back to United, if they cannot keep this fourth place, third place, they should be in. This is where they should be. If they can't stay in the top 5 under Michael freaking Carrick, sell the badge and start again. All right. Last year, there was that whole interview with Jim Ratcliffe where he was talking about how the club wasn't going to make it to Christmas. He had to do budget cuts and all that stuff, which was just terrifying for me to hear. I'm not joking. If you cannot make it to 5, if you cannot hold top 5 under Michael Carrick, sell this, just disband this whole organization. I'm not joking. You know what? This is as close to no excuses as United have had in years. And right now, we're about to play Fulham at Old Trafford this weekend. That's not a free win. All right, Fulham they're one of those teams that always win, that always keep the top clubs. Like, you cannot go in there and half-ass it with Fulham. You can't. You mess around with Fulham, they will take advantage and they will walk away with a win. We cannot lose that game. That's the kind of game that exposes whether you are serious or just riding momentum. Serious teams, they start fast, they control tempo, and they kill games early. Not too early. I think I've mentioned my issue with early goals in the past, so not too early, but make them sweat. Make Fulham sweat, all right? If United can do that and they can keep doing it with every game going forward, then this run, I believe that this run is real. I truly do. Manchester United, man, Michael Carrick has this team looking organized and confident and just recognizable. I truly hope and pray that this standard, that he maintains this standard and that the club maintains this standard. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, subscribe, drop a comment, and, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts. Is Michael Carrick a long-term answer? Because I know he's meant to go until the end of the season. Is he a long-term answer, or is he just, the calm before the storm? Are we just waiting for the inevitable? I am Enyadike Jr. This is EEXSport Talk, and I will see you next time.